Thank you, Deepak, for the invite, and thank you everyone here as a panelist. So, I heard that how technology has helped us from all corners. That is from Delhi to Bhubaneswar to Bangalore. That we are talking online right now. It is quite a stress also. Because for good 8-9 hours, one needs to be, watching the computer and talking. But then, that is how it is. And the world has changed. Times have changed. We actually did not know that, this way also business can be done. About CSM, we started in '98 as a kind of a typical garage company. And though the startups were not celebrated then, but then we chose to do something of our own, and that too in Odisha, which was a very tough decision, because I still remember, till yesteryears, people were saying that move out of Bhubaneswar, but then we wanted to stay here because we felt that, like Aishkant may have also thought that there are advantages, and we probably are ready to fight the disadvantages also. So when we started as a typical, IT services company, because our models were Infosys or probably a Satyam those days, and the kind of a work they do. And starting was far more easier than sustaining it. And that is where, 4 or 5 years just went trying to figure out the domain that we truly believe that, we can be a differentiator. So to be a differentiator, it's, as they say, you need to find out, to last any conversation with anybody external, you need to be in 3 minutes time, you should be able to say that what's the difference that between you and the rest of the other. So what we realized that area in the space of GovTech is something which is niche, which is very large. It's difficult to enter, but then, and those days they were in Stone Age, and right now they're in a high-tech age. So in 2 decades, we had predicted it right that, there is going to be a lot more buying of technology by the government or the public sectors that we call it worldwide, not only in India, but whether in the very developed countries like US or European countries, the same. So probably the bet did work well. The only challenge had been that, while you work with public sectors, you have to be a little bit conservative in terms of the calls that you have to take, because things can spoil. And but no matter whatever it is, that we chose to take the tougher route. And we decided to work in India, and then we decided to work in Africa, because we thought that in Africa to be an emerging destination, that's like a dream place for a lot of companies, a lot of nations, including China and a lot many others. So today, currently, we work in 8 countries in Africa. We work in we have development setups in 3 states in India, and we work in roughly around 9 to 10 states in India. And we have touched a head count of 1,000 people this year. And, of course, things have happened pretty fast because of pandemic. And pandemic has, transformed that great deal of IT revolution as the way it was in year 2000 with the Y2K happening. We can see the same kind of a surge with the same kind of a demand. So from a company perspective, it's been 23 years. We reached in excess of 1,000 people. We set up US this year, and we are going more westwards from India. And that is what it is. So, there are a lot more to offer. Emerging technology is a call of the day, whether it is my prediction is that, come 5-6 years from now, we will see that the architects would become more important than the coders, because that will be taken over by robots. And that is the truth. That is the reality. And that is what I tell a lot of youngsters, that, try and pursue career, which will sooner get you to an architect level. So robotic process automations, you will see it everywhere and anywhere. And that is how it is going to be. On On artificial intelligence, well, we are still at a level of machine learning in a lot of areas, though there have been, there have been some wonderful works that has been done, but it's still a lot we will see on machine learning leading to artificial intelligence. IoTs will become, it's already become a part of our life. We realize it or don't realize it, but every time, everything that we do today, the vehicles that we drive or the home gadgets that we have, everything is IoT. Now, the challenge would be that, the customer experience or the total experience, which I call it nowadays, it is no more about CX, it is about TX, total experience. The customer have to have the customers have to have a 360-degree experience of everything evolving. And that is where, if you have read this book, SDFC 2.0, written by the founders, where they say that, they got a lot of startups to within the SDFC, because fintech is a little bit conservative in terms of, opening up their IT thing for experimentation or adapting of new thing. But they are the best fintech, worldwide. They are the early adapters of IT always, and very secure, stable IT adaptation that they do. But if you look at the products that the banks offers, they're continuously evolving. That is where, I call it as, total experience. They keep on evolving with their offerings on their digital platforms, and which are driven necessarily by the emerging technologies, whether it is on cloud, whether it is uses of AI or RPA and stuff like that. And I think it is Deepak Parikh who wrote this book, and where he mentions that, how he got startups to evolve within SDFC and do these small little things as an experiment, wherein, the adaptation of digital transformation can take place. So, we're just starting to realize that what all can happen. A very interesting project that I am associated with right now on very high resolution satellite imagery to, predict a lot of things on crop utilization. We are doing it in Kenya right now, or probably, I would say I'll refer you a project which is very interesting, which I came to learn also while we're doing it. It is about wheat rust management system that we did again in Kenya, which is to do about disaster management of, how do you manage a disaster when you have some kind of a locust coming in to attack your crops and stuff like that. And the entire thing is tech driven, right? It is like we have this National Disaster Management Authority doing a lot of infrastructure work, uses of IT to save people from any disaster. Similarly, for the crops, there are such wonderful things that is being done, and everything is IT out there, right from the analytics to robots to IoT devices to UAVs and stuff like that. Everything is in play. So, the world is going to be, we are living in the best times, and we are witnessing it. So let's realize it, and let's fulfill whatever that is there in offering.
Wonderful.
If I have understood your question right, no matter whoever you are today, you are an IT company, right? Whether your business with Cure Bay, I think it is all about health, but the engine is IT. Or with Educami, it is all about IT, the tech stack. And we are the guys who support IT, of course. But then there is hardly anything today which is non-IT. And there is a big confusion whether the startups out there are IT company or are they a core company. So, just to draw a reference to the context that there is no balance. No, everything is now IT. That is how I probably can summarize that.